Okay, let's get into this. Knee pain. It's such a common thing, isn't it?
It really
It
is.
just affects so many people, kind of limits your day-to-day stuff, and you often think, complicated treatments, maybe special gear.
Right.
But what if maybe there was something really simple, like something you could do with just a chair?
Exactly. And that's what we're digging into today. We've got these excerpts from an article, and it's all about this one chair stretch for, well, knee pain relief.
Okay.
So our mission really is to break down this source material, see what it says about why knees hurt, and how this simple technique might actually help based on what they've written.
Right, because the article's angle is that simplicity, isn't it? That one little trick could actually genuinely work. So, okay, let's start there. According to this source, why do our knees give us grief?
Well, the material highlights a few main reasons. You got the obvious one, just wear and tear. Over time, cartilage can get thinner.
Yeah, makes sense.
Then there's the whole support system. If the muscles around your knee, like the quads, are weak, they don't stabilize the joint properly.
So more pressure on the knee itself.
Exactly. More stress right on the joint. And sometimes it's just down to posture or how we move, loading the knee in a way it doesn't like.
So it could be the joint itself or the muscles not pulling their weight.
Got it. Okay. So this article, it focuses on one specific thing. What is the simple trick they're talking about?
It's called the seated leg extension. And yeah, it sounds basic.
Seated leg extension. Okay.
The instructions are: sit tall, sturdy chair, important. Then you slowly, really deliberately straighten one leg out in front of you.
Just straight out.
Straight out, hold it there for maybe 5 seconds, and slowly bring it back down. And the suggestion is repeat that about 10 times per leg.
Huh. Extending your leg while sitting, it feels almost too basic for something like knee pain. Does the article get into why this actually works? Like, what's the science bit? It does, yeah. And that's kind of the interesting part from the source. So it looks simple, but extending the leg like that, it directly works your quadriceps muscles.
The big ones on the front of the thigh.
Those are the ones. And the article explains that stronger quads, they act like natural shock absorbers. They take some of the load, the pressure, off the knee joint itself.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Plus, just doing the movement helps increase blood flow around the knee. And good blood flow is, always helpful for tissues, stiffness, recovery.
Right. So it's targeted muscle strengthening plus better circulation, not just random movement. And didn't the article mention like a real life example? This person, David?
It did, yeah. The source highlights this guy, David, 62 years old, apparently struggled quite a bit with knee pain. And he reportedly found, significant relief once he started doing this specific chair stretch regularly. It's presented as a sort of case study in the material.
Wow. Okay, that definitely adds some weight to it. So we know the what and the why, according to the source, and that it seemed to work for him. But, simple things, easy to mess up. Does the article mention any common mistakes?
Good question. Yes, it points out a few things not to do, like rigidly locking your knee straight when you extend it. You want it straight, but not, like, jammed.
Okay. No hyperextending.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, doing it too fast or tricky movements, it emphasizes slow and controlled.
Right.
And probably the biggest one they mention is inconsistency. Just doing it now and then, skipping days.
Which probably leads right into their bonus tips, I imagine. Sort of the flip side of the mistakes.
Precisely. The guidance in the material is pretty clear. Don't lock the knee, keep the movement smooth, controlled through the whole thing, and crucially, do it daily. Consistency, they stress, is really key if you want to see results from this particular method.
So bringing this back around, if you're listening and maybe your knees are bothering you, what's the takeaway here?
Well, based purely on this source material we've looked at, it suggests that tackling things like muscle weakness or joint pressure doesn't always need fancy equipment or complicated routines.
Right.
This article puts forward the idea that something very simple, very accessible, like this seated leg extension, just using a chair, could be a practical first step if you're looking for some relief. It's about consistency with something basic.
Which really hammers home that final point from the article, doesn't it? That simple can work. This chair stretch is presented as a genuine, no-equipment way to potentially ease knee pain.
Yeah. And the implied call to action, reading between the lines of the article's focus, is basically, why not try it? See how it feels for your knees.
Makes sense. And, thinking about simple habits with potential big payoffs, this source material actually hinted at what we might dive into next time. Something about a morning habit for better digestion.
That's right. It briefly mentioned that.
Another seemingly small thing that, according to that source, might have a surprisingly large impact. Definitely something to think about.